We trust these systems with our lives. Our food system should nourish us. Our healthcare system should heal us. Yet what happens when these systems prioritize profit over our well-being? What happens when the food we eat and the medicine we take might be making us sicker? These are not easy questions, but they are questions we must ask. Our health and the health of our nation depend on it. The average American supermarket is a testament to processed food. Brightly colored packages line the shelves, promising convenience and flavor. But at what cost? These foods, often laden with sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, are a driving force behind many of the chronic diseases plaguing our nation. Our trust is further eroded when we examine the forces behind these industries. Big food, big farming, and big pharma are not benevolent caretakers. They are powerful corporations driven by profit, often at the expense of public health. This essay will explore how these industries operate, the consequences of their actions, and most importantly, what we can do to reclaim our health and hold them accountable. Big Food has perfected the art of engineering food for addiction. Sugar, salt, and fat are combined in precise ratios to create irresistible flavors and textures. These highly palatable yet nutritionally empty foods hijack our brain's reward system, leaving us craving more. Children are particularly vulnerable to these tactics. Big Food spends billions marketing directly to children, often using cartoon characters and catchy jingles to promote unhealthy products. This relentless marketing has contributed to a surge in childhood obesity, setting the stage for a lifetime of health problems. The consequences of this dietary assault are impossible to ignore. Rates of obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and certain cancers have skyrocketed in recent decades, mirroring the rise of processed food consumption. These chronic diseases not only shorten lifespans, but they also place an immense burden on our healthcare system. The way we grow our food matters. Industrial agriculture, championed by big farming, prioritizes efficiency and yield above all else. Vast monocultures replace diverse ecosystems, depleting soil health and relying heavily on synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. These chemicals not only contaminate our water and soil, but they also threaten biodiversity and contribute to climate change. Small farms, often practicing more sustainable methods, struggle to compete in a system rigged to favor large-scale production. The overuse of antibiotics in animal agriculture is another alarming consequence of big farming's practices. Animals are routinely given antibiotics not to treat illness, but to promote growth and compensate for crowded, unsanitary conditions. This practice breeds antibiotic-resistant bacteria, posing a grave threat to human health. Big Pharma, the pharmaceutical industry, plays a crucial role in our healthcare system. While they are responsible for developing life-saving medications, their focus on profit often comes at the expense of prevention and affordable care. The pharmaceutical industry thrives on a disease management model, prioritizing the development of drugs to treat chronic conditions rather than addressing the root causes. This approach is highly profitable, as it ensures a steady stream of customers reliant on medication. Marketing tactics, often aimed directly at consumers, fuel the overprescription of drugs, even when lifestyle changes could be more effective. The opioid crisis stands as a stark example of the dangers of this approach, where aggressive marketing of highly addictive painkillers led to widespread addiction and death. The opioid crisis is a complex issue with roots in many factors, but the role of Big Pharma cannot be overstated. Pharmaceutical companies driven by profit engaged in deceptive marketing campaigns, downplaying the addictive potential of opioid painkillers while exaggerating their effectiveness. Doctors, often influenced by misleading information and aggressive sales tactics, overprescribe these powerful drugs, leading to widespread addiction and a devastating wave of overdoses. Regulatory agencies, tasked with protecting public health, failed to adequately monitor and control the flow of these highly addictive medications. The human cost of this crisis is immeasurable. Millions of Americans struggle with opioid addiction, families are torn apart, and communities are ravaged by the consequences of overdoses and drug-related crime. The issues explored in this essay seem daunting, but we are not powerless. We have the power to make different choices, to support a different kind of food system and healthcare system. The first step is awareness, educating ourselves and our families about the forces shaping our health. We can vote with our forks, choosing to support local farmers, sustainable agriculture, and whole, unprocessed foods. We can cook more meals at home, reclaiming the joy and nourishment of preparing food from scratch. But individual choices are not enough. We must also engage in the political process, demanding transparency from our elected officials and holding them accountable for enacting policies that prioritize public health over corporate profits. The fight for a healthier future requires collective action. Here are concrete steps we can take to reclaim our health and hold these industries accountable. First, read labels and become discerning consumers. Pay attention to ingredients lists and choose products with minimal processing and added sugars, salts, and unhealthy fats. Second, support local food systems by shopping at farmers markets, joining community-supported agriculture programs, and supporting businesses committed to sourcing food sustainably. Third, cook more meals at home, because cooking at home allows you to control the ingredients and quality of your food, and honestly, it's also a wonderful way to connect with family and friends. Fourth, demand transparency and accountability by contacting your elected officials and urging them to support policies that promote sustainable agriculture, regulate Big Pharma's marketing practices, and address the root causes of chronic disease. Fifth, educate yourself and others. Share this information with your friends, family, and community. The more people who are aware of these issues, the more momentum we gain for change. Our health is not a commodity to be exploited for profit. It is a fundamental human right, and it's time we start acting like it. By coming together, demanding better, and making informed choices, we can create a food system and a healthcare system that truly nourishes and heals.